Last week I introduced the topic of satiety, and the response has been kind of unbelievable. It seems I'm not the only one whose life has been profoundly impacted by the discovery of this incredible mechanism that the body has to regulate its consumption of food. Unfortunately, it's a topic that receives relatively little attention from mainstream practitioners in the clinical setting, leaving most people dependent on willpower and simple calorie restriction. We all know how that goes. Several people have asked for a definition of satiety, and from reading the comments under last week's video, there are definitely some misconceptions. According to Diet Doctor, which has been working really hard to bring more attention to the subject, satiety describes feeling satiated or being fed so that you can more comfortably stop eating and are less likely to need a snack between meals. I'd like to stress that satiety is far more than a physical fullness that might result from eating a large bag of carrots or a big plate of pasta. The key to effectively leveraging satiety is finding food combinations that lead to what I've found to be a near euphoric feeling of contentment before one has overconsumed. It's important to note that each individual has to discover combinations that work best for them, and that one's most effective food combinations may change over time. The most important aspects to satiety for me are as follows: foods with a relatively high percentage of protein and a moderate level of healthy fats. For me, this includes beef, chicken, seafood, eggs, and Greek yogurt, as well as cheddar cheese and nuts. Foods with a low energy density are also included, such as Brussels sprouts or asparagus. I've learned to avoid trigger foods, which include anything with significant levels of added sugar or refined carbohydrates. In next week's episode, I will share some recipes that I've learned to be particularly satiating and providing excellent satiety. I'll also talk about the book I plan to release on January 14th, 2023. This video is sponsored by Simply Snackin'.